We're going to be working on Viparita Karani. It's a wonderful pose for strengthening the immune system. It relieves stress, fatigue, anxiety, headaches. It stabilizes blood pressure. It returns the blood from the legs to the heart, so it's calming to the heart. It's calming to the central nervous system. If you feel you're getting a cold, this is the first pose you should go into. If you have a cold, it's the first pose you should go into. It is just a wonderful pose. There's a trick though, learning how to come into this pose can be challenging. So to begin with, you want to set up the blankets and props properly. It's going to depend on the length of your torso, how high your prop system is going to be. But in general, you have 2 blocks at the lowest height in back of the bolster. So I have 2 blocks. I have a mat rolled under my bolster, so the bolster is tipping slightly towards the wall. And in this case, I have 2 blankets on top of my bolster. So this is the basic setup for Viparita Karani. So what you want to do is you want to sit against the wall on your props. And you want to sit as close as you can, and you're going to take your time coming up into this pose. A lot of people have difficulty swinging their legs over depending on how tight their hamstrings are. So sit against, you're going to come down slightly and slowly. You're going to swing your legs up onto the wall so that in this case the buttock starts to release down towards the blocks. Then come down slowly. You might have to scoot your buttocks closer to the wall. And then, this feels so wonderful. This should be a wonderful opening for the heart. Now, if you're very tight in the thoracic spine, then you may want to take some of this height out. But have your legs straight and your heart blossoming over the props. And your arms, I like to have my arms at wider than right angle, so maybe about 75 degrees as opposed to 90. The chin should be moving towards the chest, not like this. So the chin should never be like this, but slightly moving in towards the chest. And softly close your eyes. You should have no pain in the lumbar spine. And you can stay here for as long as your body feels good enough to stay here. I recommend, if you're beginning this, probably 5 minutes, less if you find discomfort. And when you come out, you're going to bend the legs and you're going to slowly roll over onto your side and come off of your props and cradle your head for about 30 seconds before you come up. We're going to work on an alternate way to move into Viparita Karani. And I've taken the blocks out, I still have the mat, and I have 1 blanket. This is a more playful way to come into this pose. However, it's not for everyone. So you want to decide whether this is something you want to try. You're going to move into Prasarita Padottanasana, taking your legs 3.5 to 4 feet apart. And I'm going to take my hands down to the floor and I'm going to start to curl my head under, which is very important. So I bend my legs, I curl my head under so I don't land on the neck. I slowly slide into the pose. Now what's nice about this way is I don't have to worry about my buttocks meeting the wall. It just automatically goes there. And then I enjoy my pose. Again, coming out, bend the legs, roll over to the side, slowly coming off the props, and cradling the head. If the previous versions of this pose don't work for you, then just bringing your legs up on the wall is a wonderful way to practice this pose. Sometimes we worry so much about finding the props and taking time to set them up that we won't do the pose. And if that's the case, this version of Viparita Karani is for you. So all you have to do is come to a wall, sit against the wall, slowly and mindfully bring your legs up onto the wall. Come as close as you can and just relax.